What you need for this project is a pair of shoes that you want to recover. These are just simple shoes I bought at Walmart. They're slip-ons. I like them because they're cheap. They're about $5 when I purchased them. And I covered them in gesso because I was going to paint on them, but I decided to do this instead. Then you need your fabric that you're going to cover your shoes with. You need your paper mache glue. Now I have a regular matte glue here, and then I have an outdoor glue here. It's supposed to be rather resistant, so I'm going to use that instead of the regular paper mache one. Then you need a brush, cup of water, pencil to make your pattern with, and then this is a type of interfacing. It's just a really thin cotton that you can see through, so I can make my pattern, which I have made here. And I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. So what I did is I laid my fabric on top and I just traced around the edges with my pencil. On the top of the shoe there's a binding here that covers the edges. I went right to the binding and traced there because that's where I'm going to end my fabric. So I'm going to do the same thing here on this side. I'm going to line up my marks for this one. And I just went right to the edge. So see here at the bottom, the back of the shoe, there's a strip right there. I'm going to keep that white. So I went straight to the edge right there. And here is the top of the shoe and this side. I'm just going to go back and fill that in. Straighten out those lines. Okay, and then you do that for both sides. So I took my pattern that I cut out of the white fabric that I had, and I laid it down on my patterned fabric that I want to cover my shoes in, and I traced around them. And then I took that pattern and I flipped it over to the other side so that this would go on the other shoe. So then I flipped them all over, or in this case, flipped them over and traced around them again. And now I'm going to cut all this out, and I'll be back when I have these bits cut out so we can start putting everything together. Now that I have all my bits cut out, I am making sure that I have the right pieces on the right shoe. So if I had this piece which fits this shoe, if I had it on the other shoe, it wouldn't fit properly. There are bits that don't line up across the top and the toe that would give me a hard time. So making sure I have the right pieces on the right shoe before I start gluing everything down. So this piece is supposed to go on the outside. So this is my outside piece, which means it would go here like that. And this one would be the outside for this one, like that. And then these would be my inside pieces. So now that I know that I have all my pieces together, I'm going to take this shoe and put it out of the way, and I'm going to start gluing the pieces on to this shoe. Okay, so I went ahead and finished this shoe right here, and because of some issues that I was having around the edges where I didn't cut it as cleanly as I should have, I decided I was going to paint silver around it. And I like the silver because it goes with my blue. My blue fabric had little smidges of silver in the flowers. So I just went ahead and painted the silver around my shoe, covering the edges so they'll hardly be noticeable. These are in no means or any way perfect, and that's okay. I'm alright with that. I don't particularly care if they're perfect or not. I got them as clean as I could, which isn't the best. I had tape here, but I didn't push it down all the way to seal it completely, and so the paint leaked in between the tape and the shoe and kind of smeared the edges, so it's not perfect. Because the glue that I used was shiny and slick, I used gesso as a primer before I put my paint on. That way I could make sure that when my paint would stay, and I could also make sure that it would stick and have a white background so the flowers and the dark blue of the fabric wouldn't show up. So what I'm going to do, I still have my second shoe to do, so I'm going to do my second shoe, and then I'm going to show you as I do my second shoe how I did this.